Dr. Sagar is present over here, and my dear students. Actually, computational mathematics is really very vast subject, and we can have a lot of things in it. We can have a lot of things in it. Before initiating my session, I would like to share one very good thing, which may be a motivational point for you all. And I confess this thing also. Very sir. When I completed my MSc, I was applying for B.Ed, sir. My dream job was happening. I was thinking that I'm most suitable person in high school education. And I applied for B.Ed, selected for the B.Ed course. But one of my principal, Dr. A.G. Modi, he is Pravara Rural Education Society. She guided me a lot regarding my education. She told me, I will not go to B.Ed, just try for PhD. And then, due to that path, I interact with Dr. Vithalrao. He's my PhD right now. Sir discussed me on various topics for my PhD. And finally, after 6 months, it is finalized that I will work on image processing, fingerprint particularly, biometric application. But the question in mind was very different. It was very, you can say, afraid with mathematics problems, because once I left that mathematics in 12th, and then I never be prepared for studying mathematics. The reason was the person who taught me that mathematics, maybe he was the best teacher that I can't understand his language, or I may be the kind of student that I am not getting. Because even today, I never understand that sign, cost, and kind of concepts. Then, when my topic was finalized, I went to Dr. B.M. Mandir. He is, you can say, the Don person in image processing. That time he was deputy manager in CMC Limited, Hyderabad. And he has already on patent registered on his name for fingerprint segmentation, which is my research topic. I went to Hyderabad, asked interview for that person, and sir told me that Sagar, I have only 15 minutes lunch break. In between, while we can discuss. We discuss a lot for more than 2 hours. In between that 15 minutes time period. And end part, he concludes our discussion in a very smart way. That Sagar, don't take this topic for your PhD, because nothing is remaining fingerprint segmentation. Already 16 types are there for fingerprint segmentation, and all are patented by me. I was shocked, really shocked. I came back to Aurangabad, discussed with my guide. Said, this is the scene, what happened? And very politely, my guide guided me that, Sagar, find out something differently. No issue. You will do it, but it will take some time. Then, while moving through that research papers of Dr. B.M. Mandir, I realized that Dr. B.M. Mandir has never touched morphological techniques. And this morphology is based on mathematics. Dr. B.M. Mandir is known for mathematics, and somehow I felt that sir also may have afraid with mathematics. That's why he has not touched this part of mathematics. And I started learning the set theory. All morphological techniques are based on set theory. And if you understand the 0-1 combination of set theory, you can do anything. And I realized that 0-1 combination at the time of my PhD, and you people are fortunate that you start learning 0 and 1 combination in your student phase when you start using computer system. Because computer is a device which understands even today only 0 and 1. You do not understand what I am saying what you are telling, you do not understand that. And that 0 and 1, that's still with me. In the form of my thesis, in the form of my profession, in the form of my subject. So, dear friends, never hesitate, never have fear for mathematics. The reason is, why is, for a while I thought, while sitting here, why everybody is forcing average mathematics exam super, I was something in mind, why everybody is forcing, why everybody is trying to motivate the students that don't have any fear of mathematics. And then I realized, many of the students sitting here are maybe like us. The success story is always the best story to hear. But the failure story is always something which gives you a lot more than that of the success stories. Because in research there is a rule. If you are failed to achieve your objective, you should write it, because the next time no one will follow that way. Once you achieve that negative part, write it. One very good movie was there on this negative part of life. If someone of you have seen that movie, then he may not have taken his lunch on that day or dinner on that day. That movie is very horror kind of movie, and it is based on Hiroshima Nagasaki nuclear attack. Name was Wrong Turn. The people who used to stay there in that movie, they used to divert the arrow of that particular city direction, and then the person who missed the way go to the wrong turn, and the people kill them and eat them. This is the story of that overall movie. So you have to mention that wrong turn also. This is wrong turn. Don't go there. This is part of research. And mathematics is the core of all researches. Every research, when you see the word algorithm come there, it is mathematics. When there is a protocol, there is mathematics. And as I interpret, computer is a subject which is the best application of these basic sciences. Basic science means your mathematics, physics, electronics, these are the basic science subjects, and we are applying these basic science subjects together for achieving something else. This is the role of computation. Computation itself says that it is application on something to achieve some objectives. So computation, anything. Nowadays we are using Word, Excel sheet, PowerPoint presentations. These are minimum requirement which we are using. I think for this audience, even there may not be a single person who do not carry mobile phone. Everybody have mobile phone in our pocket. This is mobile computing. Again, computation is there, but in combination. But every computation, every combination are based on some developed algorithms, and these algorithms are always in a secret way. You can see any algorithm, you can't interpret algorithm like any study book or any descriptive question. It is very difficult. And somehow, some people have that caliber, they can convert this algorithm in mathematical coding. Then it is really very difficult to understand that coding. A mathematician can explain it like a normal text. This is the, we can say, ability of that queen to explain or work or the rule. So this mathematics play a very vital role in computer. Today we have selected this topic for mathematical computation or computational mathematics, that is cryptography. Earlier also cryptography was there. Even today cryptography is there. The person who is learning, he is doing cryptography unknowingly. The person who is loving, he is doing cryptography unknowingly. The person who is teaching is doing cryptography unknowingly. But here no regulation, no algorithm, no protocols are there of our cryptography. Algorithm is the step-by-step arrangement of the rules to get final solution. And the second part, that is protocol, which is very important. In our routine life, we follow thousands of protocols. unknowingly. What is meant by protocol? It is simple set of instruction, set of rules which are willingly accepted by both. This willingly accepted is underlined word. Because if you are not willingly accepting that protocol or instruction, you will not be the part of that particular communication. Now I am talking about data communication part. When we say I am talking with somebody else or we are using data communication technology, that means we have one source and one destination, and the source and destination communication require some protocols. Here in routine life, when your teacher or your faculty come to your class, what is minimum you do? To stand up and say good morning, good afternoon, whatever. That is the protocol. It is not written anywhere. It is default set in our culture. That if our elder one come to us, we should respect them. We should wish them. This is the protocol set everywhere. Same thing. Here are some protocols. We will discuss on 2-3 protocols to the algorithms of cryptography. Then why cryptography? This is the second question. Why cryptography? What is the need of cryptography? Cryptography was there in ancient time also. Because crypted language is nothing but a simple coded language. We people have some codes to communicate. Specifically, some friends, when they talk to each other, they always talk with some codes. They use some codes. Like in our academy, NDA, we have a very good code. There is a lingual explanatory lingual something documented there on LAN also or internet also, which specify the coding language of National Defense Academy. We have a code that stands LIC. What is LIC? Zindagi ke baad mein zindagi ke saath mein. We don't have that LIC. We have lock-in cabin. LIC means lock-in cabin, and this code word is used when a senior cadet who used to sleep in cabin and the junior most cadet locked the cabin to show nobody is inside and went from the place. Because they need some sleep, they need some relaxation, and they do these kind of activities. These are unofficial, and this code is LIC. When junior cadet say to somebody, some coursemate of senior, he is LIC, it means he is locking cabin. He is inside the cabin, but for us, he is nowhere. This is the data encryption. This kind of coding, routine life we are using. But as far as coding is concerned, there are some rules, there are some regulations. Set this instruction in a proper manner. But if you are following that manner, then everything is applicable, what we will discuss later on. Then everything is implemented, required. Otherwise, if you are not following such kind of specific asymmetric coding or asymmetric cryptography, symmetric cryptography, if we are not following that and we have our own cryptography, then you will be the innovator. Don't take this as a joke. This is your research topic. This is the best opening of research, because nowadays we require the cryptic language, the cryptographic language, the coded language at all levels. And that is the reason when we say, I'm more concerned with defense right now, that's why I'll give one or two examples of crypting. When we say, if somebody is posted on China border and Chinese people start communicating between them, they definitely do not use the regular Chinese language, if you know the Chinese language. But if you don't know Chinese language, you are poor Indian. What happens? Everything is coded for us. No need of encryption. But then also, our officers are learning Chinese to understand the Chinese language. When they posted on border, they require to fetch the information. But again, Chinese people have that same fluency as well as coding in China also. Now, here the possibility of failure is more on our side, because their accent, their tone is very sharp. The way we can communicate in Marathi, Hindi person can't understand, why English people can understand. It's not possible. Means if we start communication in Marathi, which is our local Marathi Bhashi proper, then it is difficult to understand. Even Punekar Marathi may not understand what you are talking. Likewise, so it is as good as encryption for you. So there are some methods, some technology, some algorithms for this encryption of data, and this is required for security of data. Then where we require security is again a second question. Where we require security and what encrypted data we are having. Now I ask 1-2 questions. Then you can realize how secure you are without or with using an encryption language or the cryptography. How many of you have account on Google Drive? How many are connected on Google Plus, Google Drive? 1, 2, 3, 4, 10%, 20%. Okay, 20%. Where is the Google Drive? Where is the Google Drive? On my Gmail account. Correct? Agree? Everybody?
Yes.
This is interaction session. I am not living in lecture. Everybody agree?
Yes.
Then when I put my document on Google Drive, then where does Google place the document? Yes?
Google server.
Google server. Yes, anybody? Cloud. And the final question, where is cloud? Cloud is nowhere. Cloud is nowhere. What I mean to say, very plainly, very sophisticatedly, I am putting my personal documents on my Google Drive. Google tied up with Amazon. They tied up with Amazon. Amazon is the big company who is provider, vendor of cloud storage. They have Elastic Cloud with them. They are storing all the data on cloud. But again, Amazon have 4 different workstations where they are putting all the data. In server station we can see. But as a level, do we have any cloud address? It is not possible. It is not at all possible. This is one case. Second case is the document which I placed on Google Drive, whether it is encrypted. Are you safe? You are not at all safe. I mean to say, once you attach with internet for any reason, you are not secure. Once you attach with your computer system, you are not at all secure. The reason is, there is a web of web. There are some people who are good, there are some people who are bad. Majority of bad is more as compared to good. And that is the reason we are not safe. So henceforth, write this also. When you are saving your document on Google Drive, save with such kind of name which may be in coding form, which is known to you only. Because nowadays, we people believe we are very confidential, we are putting every document very secret. But my concept of secret is, we are always open secret. Open secret means secret for me because I know password of it, and open for all because they don't avail password for that. If I am putting a document, the person who is working on Google server, who is database administrator in Google server, know every document, no need of password. They are giving me password if I forget my password. That means for whom that document is secret? For me. And it is open for them. That is open secret. It is not a secret document. We are not at all secure once connected on the internet. But the thing, little bit thing we can do, we can encrypt the data document. Like if I am putting my MSc mark sheet, I can quote that mark sheet and upload. At least that person can identify by the name. Because they are not reading your document. They are just putting your document, storing somewhere, wherever space available. By the name, whatever we are putting on it, whatever we are writing on it. If I write the name cloud.txt.1 and put it as my MSc mark sheet, how he can identify or the person can identify it is a MSc document of Dr. Sagar. So at least whenever we are putting our document on this open access system, we should be very careful that we should have some code words, or we should have our own cryptography language, coding language, through which we can put up the documents. And that is known to us. This is minimum requirement. Then only you can little bit secure. And one of the protocol is there. Maybe I forgot to give that example for that protocol later on. So I'll give example for the then typing protocol. One example of that protocol is, how many of you are computer students? Okay. Which version of internet protocol we are using? IPv6. How many of you have studied for IPv4? No one. Recently, government notified all the organizations that please upgrade your systems for IPv6. Earlier, the reason is, listen, this is the policy which government is following or making the policy, we are the follower of the policy. But where we are failure in the system, we are very blindly aware of everybody. If he is a technocrat, we understand that whatever he is telling is correct. And this is the problem. If IPv4 was there, how anybody asked this question why we are shifting from IPv4 to v6? No one. Why? Because we are updating the version of internet protocol. We are getting maximum IP addresses. Earlier, when we were using IP address v4, version 4, IPv4, that time we can have IP addresses 2 raised to power 32. In IPv6, we have 2 raised to power 132. You can calculate this figure. You can't even calculate. It means it requires the calculator or computer to view how many digits are there in 2 raised to power 132. These many IP addresses we can generate through this IPv4 or 6 version, IPv6. Then what is the need of 4 to 6? We are getting maximum IP address. Reason is not this. Reason is something different. In IPv4, it is possible if somebody takes efforts to track your IP address, he can try some permutation combination for next 2-3 years and he can reach up to you. He can reach up to your IP address. But if somebody gives his 50 years of his life for checking the permutation combination of IPv6, these many IP addresses are there, he will not get success to reach up to you for next 50 years. No one can trace you on your IP address. Is it good or bad? Is it good or bad? V6 is good or bad? It is good. But in second way, is it a secure one? Is this a way to protect yourself? So making somebody confused will not be the policy for security. The only version, the change of IPv6 is HTTP, earlier URL. Now HTTPS is for security. For security. Adding IP address will not give any security. This is the thing which shows that we are confusing somebody else. But again, think on the backtrack of this. The person who innovated this IPv6 with 120, 132 IP address, 2 raised to power 132 IP address, is also human being. That means other human being can tackle this issue by his smartness. It is possible. Tracking IP address is not an issue. This is the way they are securing. This system is securing us by giving IPv6. It is not at all secure. This is just an algorithm which is prepared through which they try some permutation combination of IP addresses. They will reach up to us. But there are some policy. If you learn a little bit about cyber hacking, you can understand. You can reach up to the mark of that particular IP address. It is possible, even in IPv6. So nothing is secure. Then to keep secure every document, we have to encrypt the document. We have to give some coding to each and every document. then only we at least feel that document will be safe for next few years. Because your mental ability, your thinking will not trace by anyone else. It is not at all possible. If I say, if my password of any document is password, nobody can try it. How one can try password? No one can try password for password. Right? That means how funny, how serious, how casual, which kind of behavior you have, it is up to you. It is up to you to secure your document in other ways or any ways. So, come to our first slide. Next. So we will see introduction. Security is about prevent attack. We are preventing attack, but we can't stop that attack. As we discussed, that if IPv6 change of version gives more security than that of the previous one, then it is okay. But we are preventing that attack to reach up to us. We are expanding that IP address strength in such a way that nobody can combine or nobody can reach up to that combination of IP address. We are preventing us. We are not giving security. We are not restricting that particular problem or a particular by or for a particular method. It is not at all possible. So it is just preventing attack, and if prevention is not possible, then how do we get attack and recover from them? Again, second issue, detection of that attack. Once somebody hacks your system, it's okay, detection. Your system is detected, it is hacked. Then what happened? Nothing. And whatever happened will happen by somebody else. We are no one. And meanwhile, from last, I think 1 or 2 years, even personally, one of my friend has gone through this situation. His mail ID was hacked by somebody else, and one message came to me from his mail ID. Sagar, I went for conference in Malaysia, and I lost my purse and everything there. Please say 20,000 rupees on this account. I'm in very bad situation. If you help me out, definitely I will come to India at least. And for a while, I was thinking, deposit 20,000 rupees in account. Then here is how attached you are with your family members and friends. This thing matters here. When I told this thing to my wife, she asked me, then, but this was not in my mind. I can call his wife also. Ma'am, actually this thing happened. Sir, went to Malaysia or not? I was ready to deposit 20,000 rupees. And then I called to his wife, and that man told me, nothing happened with such kind of things. Only thing is, his mail ID is hacked. And we are actually human beings, we are emotional. And these emotions are the problem in protocols, in algorithms. There is no emotion for protocol. Protocol is protocol. That is damn sure. Then an attack is a deliberate attempt. It is not always. There are two types of attack. One is active and one is passive. The passive attack is unfortunately somebody reach up to you. The second thing which I'd like to share here, in my PhD period, we were searching for IEEE papers, and taking IEEE membership is really very costly, even today also. That time we had student membership of IEEE, and we are paying, I think, 12,150 rupees something for that annual membership, in which we used to get 25 papers, free of cost, any 25 papers. And that time condition was not that much of, we can say, they were not sufficient to pay this much of amount for IEEE papers. So we were always finding out some papers and used to contact the author. Please say, sir, this is this paper. I need this paper for my PhD. If you write these 2 lines to any foreign author, he will give you back the paper. If you write same line to Indian author, then it is minimum possibility to get the paper. I experienced, personally I experienced. That time, by searching IEEE papers, we don't know, one of my colleague, PhD colleague, how he entered on a network of some government agency. I will not explore that particular agency which is, but he entered in a network of some government agency and we start getting access of IEEE journals, and that time we have downloaded more than, I personally downloaded 2800 papers of IEEE. I have good document. I have minded all the papers. Likewise, retail students have downloaded, you can imagine how many papers. And that was for 4 to 8 days that access was open for us. Unfortunately, how they entered, that is the question 2 years. Even we have never tried to find out the way how they entered. The reason is different because we got something for our PhD. Second is the active attack. This active attack is always deliberately happen. Is always performed deliberately to get something. And this active attack, the people who used to do it are, we can say, have the destructive mindset. They are not balanced by their mental situations, and they used to attack with their professional skills. So attack is always attack, whether it is passive or active. So attack is always attack. So don't think that if it is active or if it is a passive. It is a loss of data, it is loss of your property at that moment. Then security is about next. Yes. Main security services in encryption. Now I am talking about coding. Now I am talking about encryption of data. Where is authentication in encryption? If we have set one protocol in between two, that I am sending a letter, I am sending something to somebody else, or simple example of your email. When I tell to email and send somebody else on his mail ID, definitely the password of that mail ID is the concern. And when we want to communicate, definitely I will enter my mail ID password, and the person who is at destination will have his own mail ID password. So it is logged. It is the phase where one protocol sets through which we are using the channel without any interruption. But there are some solutions. Nowadays, we can have a mail facility. We can have the mail facility through which we can mail to plenty number of people. It is also possible. It is possible. Yes, last you can hear me. It is possible. So authentication is first part. Second is access control. Access control. Access control means aims to prevent unauthorized access. Means you are authorized. Again, one example, normal routine like example. If we have a computer lab, we have two logins, two user login. One is user login, second is administrative login. Who have rights to access it? All users. But if you want to install the software, you need the administrator password. He is officially person, authentic person to access all control of the system. This is the access control. Again, we are talking about the password. Here again, the second password comes. We will discuss on password also. Third is confidentiality. Aims to protect data from unauthorized disclosure. Confidentiality is up to us. Nowadays, what happens? If I send a message to somebody else and it is very confidential, he feel very glad that Sagar sends me the message. And with the same line, please keep this document confidential. Send to 100 groups of WhatsApp. This is the confidentiality nowadays. Everything is confidential, but it is an open secret. I am sending confidential. You are making it open access. You are using it for all, and this is the miracle of social media. This is the miracle of the come togetherness. Social media gives come togetherness. Come togetherness, we can say. So this concept make you very close, but nothing will be secret on this. So confidentiality is 0. Integrity aims to detect modification and reply. This is with all documents. This is with all documents, but whether it is encrypted in a proper way or not, it depends on that also. If it is encrypted in a proper manner, with proper coding, then only we can say it is integrity. And last is non-repudiation, provides protection against Daniel by one entity involved in a communication of having participated in all or part of communication. Actually, there are types of viruses or attacks: Daniel attacks, spoofing, spying. These are the various type of attacks, of virus attacks. So detection or protection from such kind of attacks is also there while giving encrypted data. Then some security mechanism, how to secure our document. These are some security mechanisms. One is encryption. First is your encryption. Symmetric key and asymmetric key. Is symmetric key is whatever key said by myself will be known to the destination person. Is symmetric. Same key. In short, same key with both of us. Asymmetric, the keys are different. Keys are different. Public and private, two keys are there. And here, not necessary, the way mathematically design algorithm perform on your document, get data encrypted, and next to that is when decryption happens on that particular document, that time they may require some different key which is not saved to the me or to the encryption part. And digital signature. Nowadays it is officially authorized digital signature. You can use digital signature for your bank transfer, money transfer. Bank is the means finance is the issue which is the largest one, where nobody can compromise. So if it is authorized for bank transfer, money transfer, it means it is authorized for everywhere. So digital signature nowadays are officially authorized. Once you register your digital signature, it is allowed to use. It is again a part of encryption. Access control schemes. So access control schemes are there which are utilized or which are designed, which are discussed with the others and which are given to everybody else. Then only we can work on it. Data integrity mechanism, that is message authentication code, sequence numbering. Here the sequence numbering means if two people are communicating, we have 20 packets of communication. Now I am talking about network packets. We have 20 packets, and please understand, packet number 1 is next to packet number 4. Or again, we can have very live example. In our academy, we don't follow a timetable of Monday to Saturday. We don't have such kind of timetable. We have 3 days culture. 13 days a cycle. 13 days is a one cycle. 8 cycle is one semester. And for 13 days, we should have prepared a 6-month calendar in prior. Means I have that calendar with me. I just need to see that on what date which D-Day is there. Accordingly, we go for our classes, we go for our work. That means this is a coding. Here the algorithm, the tactics play a very vital role because we are not giving something a very routine part. After D1, it is not necessary D2 should be there. After D1, maybe D8 may be there. After D8, D2 may be there. Or any D-Day out of 1 to 13. And it is not again the case that after D1 to D13 or in between D1 to D13, any D-Day will not repeat. It is not possible. It may repeat. The reason is the other training activities, outdoor training activities are depend on that particular academic model. This is the data encryption. This is the way data protected. If you find out that calendar, you can understand what is there, what you have written. Because we are not aware with the cycle culture. We are aware with the timetable culture. So in this way, we can modify that data. The authentication protocols, that is password, cryptographic challenge response protocols, and biometric. Nowadays we are having biometric. Nowadays we are using biometric. And the day comes, or the day is not far from us, that our mobile device, we can use as a swapping machine. Very shortly, we can start using mobile device as a swapping machine. You can just put your debit card or credit card on the back side of your mobile screen. Some panel may be there. You can put your debit credit card and you can transfer the data or amount from your account. This may be possible in coming days because your mobile is already having biometric feature. You can access it, right? By authenticating your biometric. So by this way, we are keeping our everything secure, or we are trying to keep everything secure. But how secure we are, it is up to us only. It is not known to anybody else. That traffic padding, route control, these are some security issues that come to encryption. This is one model which is very common model, where the simple data is placed, plain text is there, and one is coded data. One is simple data, enters in it, then some coding algorithms apply on it, and finally decode the data. This is the simple way which in routine also we are using. This is data encryption. But concept-wise, when we say this is data encryption, actually implementation, if we see, we can implement same thing in thousands of planets or more than that. We can implement this in unbelievable number of ways. Data encryption. You can think that we individuals have hundreds of concepts that how can code our communication. If LIC stands for some company who protects or who gives something in your life, afterlife also, whereas this LIC is that something different. So these are the things. The word is same, meanings are different. So this is the part of your coding. This is the way we can go for encryption. Then there are some advisory models for this data encryption. These are very basic concept, basic things. I will not go in detail for this. Next. Then security for encryption key. An encryption key is secure in a given advisory model if it is computationally invisible for the advisory to determine the target encryption key. You can understand this without this PPT. If you understand from this lecture that everything is secure if it is coded in a proper way and not disclosed to anybody else. This is the minimum message. That means the coding algorithm which we are preparing to keep our document secure is need to have very good, and it requires a lot of skill. It requires your logic, it requires mathematics, it requires some skills, and then only we can make it that much of confidential. Basic classification, symmetric key. Yes, we were discussing about this symmetric key. It is easy to compute k dash from k or vice versa. That means first stream wise, if we see, it operates on individual character of plain text, and if we see the block symbol, then process the plain text in large blocks. Means normally line to line, word to word, or block of data communication we can apply on it. And one very best example of data encryption, very best, and it is very ancient example. Anybody, somebody may have from very senior people, somebody may have used this encryption, data encryption model. Anybody? Yes. Telegram. What is Telegram? For Telegram, we need to pay for the words in post office. But if you type one number, it means happy birthday. I'm not exactly correct, but it seems to that. Means if you pay for a single number, the same number will carry forward to the next receiver, and then receiver get, we can say, decryption of that number, and it is nothing but some message from the sender. And this Telegram is from very long back. It is in working. It is available there. The reason is here we are following symmetric encryption, because at both ends, we people know how to decrypt what is the value of that encryption. This is the part of that symmetric encryption or symmetric key encryption. Whereas in asymmetric key encryption, it is hard to compute k dash from k. K can be made public. Here, both the keys are not same. Encryption key is different than that of your decryption key. But in asymmetric, decryption key is more difficult to understand. for asymmetry. Next. Then block-wise, how to protect your data in data encryption. Block-wise means here we are coding the complete block. Means inputs are maximum, outputs are maximum, but in between, when we protect the data, that is in such a code that is releasable. Or just we can say the happy birthday message with number 1. If I say number 1, that is happy birthday. Means no need of writing the detailed message. Your block-wise encryption is possible. Completeness, each bit of the output block should depend on each bit of the input. It is obvious when we say the block-wise encryption process we are following. That means whatever input I give, the output should be the same manner. If I am sending a mail to somebody else, I am writing very detailed mail, and somebody reads that mail in the form of symbolic language, what will happen? It is not understandable. This minimum expectation is your completeness, the understanding of the message. Whatever block we are coded or coding, same should be the retrieve and aid. Then some statistical efficiency is there, some elements effect is there. The changing one bit in a input should change approximately half of the bit. It means the second example for is when we go for search in your Word file or text file, we used to go for next, right? And we can get the symmetric words on that document. By this way, if we change a single alphabet of M replaced by D for monkey, we need to write donkey, then M replaced by D. If we say change for all, automatically all monkeys converted into donkeys. It means it is allowed, or this kind of effects may be there while working in a block encryption. Next is your statistical independency. Statistical independency, again here, how many outputs you are giving and how many outputs should be there. That statistical should be there, because otherwise it is no value, zero value matter. Then how to satisfy the design criteria. Complex encryption function can be built by composing several simple operations which offer complementary but individually insufficient protection. Then simple operations are elementary arithmetic operations, logical operations, modular multiplications, transpositions, substitutions. You people are aware, while giving or entering a password, a minimum suggestion is please give 8 digit, 8 characters, means 8 space, 8 character, 8 digit, whatever. But it is a combination of symbol, it is a combination of symbol, alphabet and numbers. It is the most secure password as we consider, right? So why it is? Because it is difficult. Alphabets are 26, numbers are 10, and how many special symbols are on keyboard? 10, 20, 30, 10. In routine, we use not more than 10 special symbols, right? 10 plus 10 plus 26, 46. You can combine it, multiplied by 46 raised to power. How many times, how many combinations we require to guess the password? Multiplied by 8 again. 46 multiplied by 8, minimum 8. So it is difficult to trace any password. And that is the reason we are using this combinations of numericals, characters and special symbols. So simple operations are there. Many times we go for very harder way, but the answer will be very simple. Combine 2 or more transformation in the manner. Nowadays this is the very common habit of the researchers particularly, that they combine 2 techniques and come up with the fusion, and that is their research topic. Fusion of these 2 things, that is their research topic. What is the outcome of that fusion? That outcome of fusion is always hybrid. It is not the very genuine one. Next. This is the DS encryption, data encryption standard, where 64 inputs are there, 64 outputs are there. The key which are assigned or size is 56, and it requires 16 rounds to furnish it. Next. DS round function F You can see by these block diagrams or diagrams that how the encryption happens in various algorithms. So we have given example of data encryption only. Next, the DS key scheduler, how key works here is stand for key, and each key bit is used in around 14 out of 16 rounds. That means your key is moving 14 times minimum out of 16 rounds. So these are the type of attack, algebraic attack, which may be there in 10th and 12th algebraic attack. In student page also we have some algebraic attack, geometric attack, right? So which attack we have? I do have algebraic attack always. No geometric attack. Having a large key size is only a necessary condition for the security of block secret. Having a large key size. But when you say the large key size, then it is difficult to understand. It is difficult to remember. This is the problem with this. A block secret can be broken due to the weakness in its internal structure or algebraic structure, even if it is uses large keys. So this way the algebraic attack may be happen, and for preventing that we should have the large key to protect from algebraic attack. Then these are some block secret modes of operations: ECB, electronic code book, keeper block chaining, keeper feedback, output feedback, counter. Out of this 1 or 2 we will see in detail. Yes, this is data encryption. The electronic code book mode. First we can have the key is K, P is plain text, C is your final coded text. So by encryption we can have n number of encryption types or n number of encryption we can do it there, and output is decryption of the data in the same way. This is the very simplest electronic coding code book. Here the key decided by the individual is important. The properties for it: identical plain text blocks result in identical zipper blocks. That means whatever they input, same will be the output of the encryption. Message to be encrypted often have very regular formats, repeating fragmented, space header, string of O's, zeros, etc. Then blocks are encrypted independently of other blocks, and error propagation is there. Overall, not recommended for message longer than one block. That means for message of more than one block, you can't use electronic code book. Then we have multiple options. Next is the CBC. Here you can see output of code is input for plain text. The algorithm is always developed in this way. That means a simple formula I want to tell you. Anytime, anywhere, if you want to do something complex like encryption, there should be 3 phases minimum. One is pre-processing, final processing, and post-processing. If you apply anything or these 3 things on any part of your work, you can get something different. And that is very useful, that is very meaningful, or that may encrypt the data in proper way. The output of C1 is input for your P2. Output of C2 is your input for P2. Likewise, n number of the coding is there. Then while decrypting, the reverse order starts from the last block. Next. Properties: encrypting the same plain text under the same key, but different IDs result in different zipper text. Error propagation: 1 bit error in a zipper block or zipper text block 7 means once you attempt a mistake at any level, it will carry forward from the whole. Right? So that is the problem. Next. Integrity of this 4th in the CBC mode, that is, this ID or code we can say need not be secret, but its integrity should be protected. Malicious modification of the 4th allows an attacker to make predictable changes. Always, when we say we are developing something on the basis of our logic, then prediction is always possible to attack on it to crack that particular thing. Prediction is always possible because we are developing something on our logic. That means the other people are also intellectual. At majority time, the descriptive mentality people are more intellectual. Their logic is very best, the best. That's why antivirus comes in the market first and then virus. This is the thing. This is the reality of your market. Then padding is another concept. Short and block. The padding of something. 5 blocks are padded. Means 5 block padding is there. The length of the message may not be multiplied or multiple of the block size of the zipper. Here we are adding something. If I want to write Sagar, I want to write something addition to that. If you remember, how many of you have seen 3 Idiots? Amir Khan written his friend's name on board. Remember? Next. Then next mode is here we can see initialize with IV, then shift registered, then encryption, and then select bit. But our plain text and the crypted coded is at the end here, and the reverse bit your encryption. Next. Properties of CFB mode is encrypting the same plain text under the same key, but different IVs represent different ciphertext. Error propagation, 1 bit error in ciphertext block C1 has an effect on the decryption of the data. It is always happens in encryption. If you do any mistake, it will create a problem for overall. Next. Then second is OFB mode, where encryption you can see. What is the difference between previous and this one? What is the difference between previous encryption and this one? Yes? Feedback. Here you are getting feedback of that. Means you have the chance to correct it. Next. Next. Previous. Yes. This is the CTR mode. Then what is different in it? All the code which are mentioned here are just little bit different from each other. You just understand that differentiation, 1 point differentiation. If you understand it, you can understand encryption method. But again, I'm on the same line which I started with, that encryption methodology, encryption technique is based on some algorithms which is different. In normal life, in normal routine, the logical thinking of every individual may create lot of encryption algorithm other than this state one. This is the power of human being. This is the power of intellectuality. Next. 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 Yes, previous. And asymmetric key. Previous. Yes. Asymmetric key encryption. Here we can see the first encryption type we are having public key, and while decrypting we are having private key. So this is the difference. In previous movies of 80s and 90s, majority movies have at least a scene of that smuggling, right? And they used to use some codes. Half card is with me, half note is with me. If that note will get matched, then this is the encryption. This is the coding. These are the concepts. So these are the really very, means nothing is new. New is the name given to that technology. Otherwise technology is inside only. Digital envelope. Nowadays we are just forget about the envelope system. We are typing a mail and sending it to everybody. Here, same digital envelope. Public key encryption is used together with symmetric key encryption, and the technique is called digital envelope. You can see the plain text, symmetric symbol, then generate random secret symmetric key, asymmetric key, and finally close in the digital envelope. And then communication happens. Next. Hash functions. Hash function, remove. Next. Remove. Next. Yes, back. Okay. Yes, this is message authentication code. MAC, normally we used to say the MAC. And it is, the functions can be viewed as functions with two functional distinct inputs. Two functional distinct inputs. This is the very important part of this math, and the message and the secret key. Means two things are there. One is secret key, and second is your math. Means everything is with you. Both the things with you and math. Next. How it works? First is generating the message, and the same message will verify it at second level. Once it is verified, then only it will get on the line for communication. Next. 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 Yes. Now come to last conclusion. Conclusion last. This protocol is very good, but it will take an hour. Now come to the conclusion part. I'll keep this presentation with you. The security services are implemented by using security mechanism. First of all, my question with which I started, that really do we have security? First question. So prepare own mechanism for that. Prepare own technical, or we can say algorithm, a protocol through which we can encrypt our data, and by then we can keep our document on anywhere, cloud, drive, system, anywhere. Then many security mechanisms are based on cryptography, that we know, based on cryptography. But again, if it is asymmetric, then it is available to us. But in some cases, some documents which are based on asymmetric key, then we can see it is a little bit protected from the regular one. But be cautious. If you think cryptography is going to solve your problem, you don't understand cryptography and you don't understand your problem. The bottom line, which we start with our session. Nothing is secure on net. But if you don't understand the way how to keep it secure, otherwise you don't understand anything. If you do not understand this particular part, you will not understand anything. And this is the bottom line of this talk. Other important aspects are physical protection, procedural rules, and very important is education. So dear friends, main intention behind this topic on encryption is, nowadays we all are connected on social media. We are putting our photographs, we are putting our documents, we are putting or keeping our important documents, because we feel whether to carry our document or just keep it on drive and take print out anytime. In these kind of cases, the data encryption is possible in the way which we were discussing. Here, specific 510 algorithms are mentioned for data encryption, but it is not limited to 510 algorithms. You can prepare, you can have your own algorithm, you can develop your own algorithm, and if concepts are there in your mind, discuss your faculty member with that concept, write a research paper on it, and definitely this is your own innovation. The cryptography is the field where we require a lot of research, because cryptography is one of the pillars which stand for security of everything. So try to do it, try to write your own cryptography algorithm, and thanks a lot for providing me this opportunity to represent some technical part of cryptography here with this audience and August gathering. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
So my one question is that, what is exactly digital signature?
Actually, yes, digital signature is the thing we need to submit our something, maybe our name or whatever we are specifying. Yes, it is not mandatory that name should be there. And it is authenticated by government agencies. And then they allow us. Means simply nowadays, I'm dealing with e-procurement concepts of civil services. Yeah, tenders. For e-procurement, nowadays they are starting with the digital signature. If you have involved or if you have submitted your digital signature to NIC, then only you are authorized with the digital signature only to access the tenders and to comply on that. Digital signature is simply your identity, like a passport, and which is accepted, widely accepted everywhere. And nowadays, everybody is preparing their own digital signature. So this is the best part, because the coming days is how we are going through this demonetization. We can have a lot of things new ahead as part of our technology, and definitely this will teach us a lot. This will show us where we are behind in the technology.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Dr. Sagar sir to facilitate Dr. Jambhorkar. Thank you, sir. Now we will take our lunch break, and lunch is arranged in Padmashri Vikhe Patil multipurpose hall, and we will come here at 2:30 for the next session. So everybody takes lunch.